Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Going to be giving you my starting 11 prediction for our game against Roma in the Europa League semi-final second leg. So I do believe Solskjaer's going to make rotation in the squad. He'll make some changes from the first leg. So in goal, I'm going to go with David De Gea. He obviously seems to be in goal for our games in the Europa League. De Gea didn't really have much to do in the first leg against Roma, apart from take the ball out of his net on 2 occasions. De Gea is now our second choice goalkeeper. Man United are planning to sell him in the summer in order to keep Paul Pogba. Some United fans think it would be a mistake letting De Gea go, but I don't think it would be, because I reckon he's had his years at Manchester United. He's been a long servant with us. He's been at the club 10 years now. A few years ago, he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. But in the last couple of years, he's made mistakes, so he has become a liability. But he has won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. De Gea has 2 years left on his current contract, and he's on £375,000 a week. Earlier on this season, it said that De Gea had made his transfer decision. It said he's preparing to leave Manchester United and we're set to pay off his huge contract. We've set the price for De Gea, it's £50 million, and there's been a few clubs that have expressed their interest. I think there's a very, very good chance he will go back to Spain. At right back, I'm going to go with Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is really, really improving at Manchester United. There has been quite a few games now where he showed very good attacking intent. He's got into very good positions. He's put good crosses into the box. Defensively, he's been superb. He's always been superb defensively anyway. This has been Wan-Bissaka's second full season at Man United. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. The two centre-halves, I'm going to go with Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof. Eric Bailly needs to be given a chance in this game. He's a good centre-half, is Eric Bailly. He intercepts the ball well. He shows the ability to play out from the back. He's also very effective in the air. My only element of concern about him is injury prone, so in that aspect, he is a liability. Eric Bailly has been at the club now quite a few years. We paid £30 million for him from Villarreal back in 2016. Not so long ago, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Manchester United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. So we know now that he will be staying potentially past the summer. I think Bailly signed a new contract because he believes that he's going to get his way back into the team. Because Bailly did say earlier on this season that he wanted assurances over his playing time before he decides or not whether he signs the new contract. Victor Lindelof. I've been very, very impressed with him recently. But I do have my strong reservations about him. But he's enjoyed some good games at Manchester United, but he's enjoyed a lot of bad games as well. I think Lindelof will stay potentially past the summer. You know, Lindelof has been at the club now for quite a few years. We got him in a deal worth 30 million from Benfica back in 2017. So I don't think Harry Maguire will start this game. I think it will be Bailly and Lindelof, the two centre-halves. At left back, I'm going to go with Alex Telles. Alex Telles has done well in some of the games he's been involved in, but he's been poor in some others. Telles has played nowhere near as much as I expected. You know, when we got him last summer, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately. We got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto. He could leave Man United in the summer transfer window because not so long ago he said that Alex Telles has decided to leave. Calcio Mercato said that Juventus were interested and Juventus were willing to offer Adrian Rabiot in exchange for Alex Telles. Telles is our second choice left back. In the midfield, I'm going to go with Fred and Matic. Fred, he's had some good games at Man United, but he's also had some poor games as well. We certainly overpaid for him. We got him in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. But you know, when Fred plays well, he can get forward well, he can keep the ball well, he can pass the ball well, he can even dictate the play well at times, and defensively he can be good. But when he's poor, you know, he doesn't get forward well, he gets dispossessed far too many times, and he gives the ball away cheaply. Nemanja Matic, he isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but I do think he'll start this game against Roma on Thursday. Matic still gets a lot of chances though, despite him not being one of our first choice midfielders, and as you all know, I've always had my strong reservations about Matic because he's always been a slow player. And plus he's aging up now, he's like 30 odd. I think the club made a mistake by giving him that new 3-year contract before the start of this season. Matic has been at the club now for quite a few years. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Now, ahead of them two, I'm going to go with Donny van de Beek in the number 10. Donny van de Beek needs to start this game. Now, Donny van de Beek is a good player. We need to use him more. He's played nowhere near as much as I expected. Most of Donny van de Beek's appearances have come from the bench. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. Now, it recently said that we will reject any offers for Donny van de Beek this summer, so reflecting on that, we are reluctant to let him go. He said earlier on this season, though, that we was considering a Donny van de Beek swap deal. There was talks of a Donny van de Beek and Adrian Rabiot swap deal. This has been his first season at Manchester United, Van de Beek's. Ronald de Boer, earlier on this season, actually backed Donny van de Beek to become a success at Man United, and he said he still feels loved at the club despite his lack of game time. Earlier on this season, it said that Van de Beek wanted to hold showdown talks with Ed Woodward regarding his future, and it actually said that Van de Beek wanted to quit Man United after one season due to his lack of game time. Earlier on this season, Solskjaer made an admission saying that Donny van der Beek was unhappy due to his lack of game time, but he promised him more game time at Man United. ESPN said back in January that we rejected several loan offers for Van der Beek because we was reluctant to let him go. He's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles, and we got him in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last summer. Earlier on this season, he was actually injured for us, so he was out for quite a bit. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Paul Pogba. We need to keep Paul Pogba in that advanced role, because that's where he's more effective. I'm not too keen on him in a deeper role. We've been getting the best out of Paul Pogba in recent months. He does bring creativity to the team. Disregarding Pogba, we lack that creativity and we are far too defensive. Don't forget, earlier on this season, he was out with a thigh injury and he was out for a while. Pogba had an ankle injury at the first part of this season and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. So he's sustained a few injuries now at Manchester United. Obviously, Paul Pogba played in the first leg against Roma at Old Trafford. Obviously, he got his name on the score sheet. It was a very, very good goal as well by Paul Pogba. He enjoyed a very, very good game. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Paul Pogba to stay at the club. Recent narratives have said that Man United will sell Paul Pogba this summer if he doesn't sign a new contract. Now, we're set to offer him a new contract worth £400,000 a week. Pogba's demanding £500,000 a week. Pogba's current contract expires next year, because earlier on this season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. It says that we will demand 80 million for Paul Pogba this summer. He's had a long-running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid and PSG and Barcelona, and his former club Juventus have been in for him. He endured 4 good years at Juventus before he rejoined Manchester United. And I said there's a good chance he'll go back to Juventus if he does leave the club in the summer transfer window. Mini Oriol has done a lot of talking, hasn't he, this season? He said recently that Paul Pogba wants to win trophies at Man United or at another top European club. He said that Paul Pogba's future is still in doubt, and he spoke about Eden Hazard and Paul Pogba swap deal. Would you take Eden Hazard to Man United as part of a swap deal of Pogba going to Real Madrid? I probably wouldn't take Eden Hazard, to be honest with you, because he hasn't done that well at Real Madrid. He's sustained a few injuries. I thought Hazard was much better at Chelsea, to be honest with you, and he endured like 7 years at Chelsea, so he was a long-serving player when he was there. Earlier on this season, Mini Oriola criticised Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger, and he said he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. And he did say earlier on this season he's got no intentions of destabilising his client's season, and he made an admission saying that he's working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence, because Mini Oriola doesn't have a good relationship with the club and he has been criticised a lot. He made an announcement back in December regarding Paul Pogba, and Solskjaer was furious with Mini Oriola's announcement. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him, and this is his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood obviously came on in the first leg against Rome, but he didn't start. But anyway, he got his name on the score sheet. I think Mason Greenwood has been very consistent in a lot of his games at Man United since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019 and he's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time. This has been his second full season in our senior squad, and earlier on this season, Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. He deserved a new contract reflecting on his good performances, and Solskjaer's been defending him a lot this season, Mason Greenwood. Because earlier on this season, he was in and out of the team. At the start of this season, we give Greenwood that number 11 shirt. Sometimes we play Greenwood on the right, sometimes we play him centrally, but wherever we play him, we seem to get the best out of him. And up top, I'm going to go with Edinson Cavani. Edinson Cavani played in the first leg, obviously got 2 goals. I think he also got 2 assists as well. Cavani has made a fantastic impact since he's come to Manchester United. You know, in a lot of his games, his hold-up play has been good. His movement in and around the box has been good. He's created chances and he's scored very, very good goals. But there's been some games where he hasn't got enough service, Cavani, and he has looked isolated. I hope Cavani stays for next season. I presume a lot of United fans hope that he stays for next season. It looks like he's going to be staying for next season because recently he said that Edinson Cavani is close to agreeing a 1-year contract extension with Man United, and it said that Cavani has decided that he wants to stay at Manchester United in the summer. It actually said it's expected to be official this week. Solskjaer said not so long ago he's doing all he can to convince Edinson Cavani to stay at the club. Before that, he said that Edinson Cavani's future is not 100% decided. Not so long ago though, Cavani had a meeting with Manchester United and he said he actually asked to leave Man United to join Boca Juniors. So anyway, that's how I think Manchester United could line up against Roma on Thursday. As far as I'm aware, we've only got 2 injuries. That's Anthony Martial. He's out with a knee injury. Looks like he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. Solskjaer confirmed that earlier on this season, and Phil Jones is still out with injury, but he doesn't get in R11 anyway. Our first final is in sight under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously, we beat Roma in the first leg 6-2 at Old Trafford. I presume all United fans weren't expecting that. I thought we was sensational in the second half in the first leg, but we was poor in the first half. Obviously, we was trailing 2-1 at half time. And obviously, at half time in the first leg, there was a lot of Ollie outs trending. But anyway, the goals in the first leg came from Cavani. He got 2. Bruno Fernandes got 2. Paul Pogba and Mason Greenwood scored. And Roma's goals came from Lorenzo Pellegrini and Edin Dzeko. Obviously, the first leg was the first meeting between Manchester United and Roma in 13 years. Don't forget we played Roma in the Champions League quarter-final back in the 2006-07 season. We beaten them 7-1. We've got a very, very good chance of winning the Europa League. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. Solskjaer did say the other month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. Last season, we got to the Europa League semi-finals. Obviously, we lost 2-1 to Sevilla. We won the Europa League back in 2017 under the Jose Mourinho era. We beat Ajax in the final 2-0. I'm hoping for a Manchester United and Arsenal final, because obviously it's an all-English final. Obviously, Arsenal are trailing to Villarreal at the moment, but Arsenal could quite easily pull it back at the Emirates. But anyway, I think Manchester United could line up against Roma on Thursday. As far as I'm aware, we've only got 2 injuries. That's Anthony Martial. He's out with a knee injury. Roma have announced that Paulo Fonseca will be leaving them at the end of the season. And Roma have also confirmed that Jose Mourinho will be their new manager for next season. Not so long ago, Jose Mourinho got sacked by Tottenham. We sacked Jose Mourinho back in December 2018. Paulo Fonseca has been Roma manager since 2019. The reason he's leaving is because of poor run of results. Roma are winless, I think, in their last, 6 or 7 games in all competitions. Roma have to win this game 4-0 to get to the final, and I'm very, very sceptical that that will happen. Roma have got some injuries. 3 players went off injured in the first half of the first leg. Lopez went off injured. Spinazzola went off injured. And Vertu went off injured. They've got other injuries as well. Can't remember all of them. Obviously, one of Roma's key players is Edin Dzeko. I thought Dzeko did well in the first half of the first leg. He was causing problems. Edin Dzeko scored a lot of times against Manchester United. Edin Dzeko is a former Manchester City player. He'll be in contention to play in this second leg. Chris Smalling, I presume he'll be in contention to play. So Smalling will be reuniting with Manchester United again. Mkhitaryan, I think he'll be in contention to play. If he does play, he'll be reuniting with Manchester United again. I think Lorenzo Pellegrini will play. He's definitely one of Roma's key players. I think Man United have been in for him before. They've got Brian Reynolds. I think Roma brought him in earlier on this year. And they've got Shawi, and I think they brought him in earlier on this year. I think Roma are sitting like 7th in Serie A. Obviously, the news on the transfers. I've been keeping you up to date of what's been going on with Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. It recently said that Chelsea have entered the race for Jadon Sancho. Borussia Dortmund have lowered their asking price for Jadon Sancho. They want from between 74 to 78 million pound. Borussia Dortmund recently confirmed that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho over a possible transfer. But he says, we are confident we can get Jadon Sancho on the cheap, and we've spoke with his representatives over a potential move. Earlier on this season, it said that Dortmund wanted around 88 million for Sancho, so they've basically lowered their asking price twice. Borussia Dortmund have already admitted that they'll sell Sancho for the right price this summer, and earlier on this season, Borussia Dortmund's CEO did reveal that the club will discuss exceptional offers for Sancho. Earlier on this season, it said that we was preparing to put a £50 million bid in. Before that, it said we paused our transfer pursuit of Jadon Sancho due to the progress of Mason Greenwood. Last summer, Jadon Sancho was our number 1 priority target. And Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and the contract had been agreed. But the main explanation we didn't get him is because we was reluctant to meet Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. Dortmund made it clear to us last summer that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player, but we missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga and so too has billed Christian Farr. But I'd certainly take Jadon Sancho at Man United. Obviously, you know the news regarding Pau Torres. You know the news on Rafael Varane. You know the news on Condé. You know there's so many players that Manchester United are looking at. Obviously, I've been talking with you guys a lot about the Glazers. I told you, didn't I, earlier on today, that more protests are planned at Old Trafford. Will the Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of Manchester United? It recently said that the Glazers could be forced to sell Manchester United, but only for £4 billion. We could face a points deduction following the Old Trafford protests. You can understand the fans' frustration now. Obviously, the Man United-Liverpool game was postponed on Sunday because our fans were protesting against the Glazers and hundreds of our fans broke inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch. Not so long ago, there was outside Old Trafford protesting against the Glazers and they burnt the American flag. The other week, our fans were at Carrington protesting against the Glazers and some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground to protest. And obviously they had banners up, didn't they, saying MUFC 20, 51%, we decide when you play and Glazers out. Solskjaer did actually say that the Glazer family will not sell Manchester United, and before that he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. But the Glazers have actually said that they've got no intentions of selling Man United, so reflect on that, they are here to stay. The Glazers apologised the other week over the European Super League plans, but, apologies obviously not accepted. And the Red Knights have also told the Glazers to sell Manchester United. The Glazers have put us in a lot of debt. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. So the Glazers have been at Man United now for 16 years. But we get them out, it will be the right decision by the club, because I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. We need to recommend new owners in. Part of the protesting is to do that failed European Super League thing. But, we've always wanted the Glazers out anyway, even before this European Super League thing came into the equation. Obviously, the news regarding Ed Woodward. A lot of United fans were delighted with the news regarding Ed Woodward because the other week it got announced that Ed Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman and he will stand down at the end of the year, which is good. The other week, Ed Woodward's house got attacked by masked protesters. Woodward has had a 16-year association with Man United. Long time. Apparently, Woodward will get to choose Man United's next chief executive. So there. Anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with on this video. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.